Star Report. I'm your host, Star. Welcome to the show. Wednesday evening, hump day, as they say, okay? I'm going to be doing a little research tonight, and I do want to talk about Ben Shapiro has launched a petition to pardon Derek Chauvin, George Floyd's killer. He killed him. He was convicted, okay? And in case you're not up to speed, the Ben Shapiro Show, which I've watched from time to time, Ben is a flip-flopper of sorts. He's a flip-flopper. He's a conservative pundit, for those of you who don't know. His audience, for the most part, from what I could see in his comments, they're tearing him apart. But this is a trending story. We focus on trending topics here on the Star Report, okay? I want to lay this out and let some of you chime in, see what your thoughts are. Derek Chauvin found guilty. This is not alleged. Guilty of unintentional second-degree murder, third-degree murder, and second-degree manslaughter in 2021, and then sentenced to 22 years in prison. So he has not even served a decade, okay? And then you got Elon Musk, by way of X, he retweeted, Ben Shapiro's petition. I guess he finds some merit to this. I don't know. I think the timing is bad. In case you're new to this show, I myself, I am an objectivist from the school of Ayn Rand, born in 1964, and I voted for President Trump 3 times. I don't think this will see the light of day. I don't know what Ben's play is here, but he did launch this petition. I'm going to play the video footage. I will edit it out later. I want to also talk to many of you conservative, melanated people. I don't like to say black because that's a very old term, and it's just not representative of the times. George Floyd, and I have to be honest with you in case you don't know, I don't like George Floyd statues. He doesn't represent, what I consider to be hardworking, tax-paying, law-abiding citizens. It was the peak of the woke movement here in America. So, I get it. But this is where Ben Shapiro is coming from. And again, I'm going to play the video footage, let you guys see it, make your own assessments. But I also had one similar situation back in the mid-90s. Maybe Blade or anybody else who's from Brooklyn, if you remember. Crown Heights, which is where I lived for well over 13 possibly 14 years. There was a young man, mid-90s, one of Buck Wild's friends. I'm not going to say his real name. He was about 15 years old at the time, and he had a little verbal discrepancy with the guy up on Rogers Avenue, for those who know Brooklyn, Crown Heights. And he pushed the guy. The older guy was drinking, smoking, I guess, whatever. Got up in the younger guy's face. The younger guy pushed him. The older guy fell back, hit his head on the ground. Boom. He died. Now, many of us, we were, rallying in the community to make sure that the Buck's friend wasn't, charged with a serious crime. Long story short, he wasn't charged at all. We gave him the nickname Stoop Killer. Pardon me for laughing. Anybody from Crown Heights know what I'm talking about? Blade, are you out there? We called the guy Stoop Killer because he killed the older guy. Now, it didn't mean that the older guy's life didn't have value, but he initiated, whatever was going on between them. And the younger guy, I'm just going to say Stoop Killer, he had his whole life ahead of him. I was ready to go down to Brooklyn court to take the stand on his behalf because all the kids came to my game room. You know this already. But it's not the exact same story, but similar in fashion. We didn't want to see Stoop Killer, go to prison. But again, he wasn't even charged. So if that makes sense. But now we did see this piece of crap, Derek Chauvin, not only with his knee on the neck of George Floyd, but looking dead at the camera. He knew he was being filmed. The arrogance the arrogance. So he has been convicted, rightfully so. How much time do you think he should do? Let me look in the live chat. Good evening. You guys, are you up to speed so far? Yeah, anybody remember Stoop Killer? He was a nice kid, man. I'm sure he's got to be in his 40s now. I don't know whatever happened to him, but what do you think? And even if you don't know the full details of Derek Chauvin's trial, convictions, call in. You have to have an opinion. You have to, you know. Ben Shapiro is trying to get this petition, trying to get it some light. If it does, what will happen? Okay. And let me just say this one last thing. I'm guilty of kicking dirt on George Floyd. I am. What's the name I used to call him? Was it Gator from the movie? Was it Jungle Fever? You know, when Samuel Jackson, right? He played Gator. He was doing that jig for the crack rock. You're not going to let me get away from that, so I might as well just be honest about it. Was it Gator who was doing the jig for the crack rock? Well, in similar fashion, George Floyd, if you know the story, when he was inside the deli, he was doing that little dance, right? Before he gave the Arab the counterfeit bill. So he was high as hell. But still, his life had value. I'm just trying to lay this all out, pause, so that we can have a healthy, robust discussion. So is Ben Shapiro crazy, or, has a Derek Chauvin served enough time? What say you? Okay. All right, guys. Also, showrunner. Oh, my goodness. I'm going to play another video, and I'm going to delete it. Marlon Wayans, I got to put some respect on his name. He's beating Soulja Boy like an old Virginia slave. Do you guys know the story? Whoa, this has been going on for well over a month. Marlon Wayans, who I met one time, something has been going on with these two. I think it has to do with Marlon Wayans. He has a trans daughter. And Soulja Boy started taking shots on the gram, and then Marlon claps back. Long story short, Marlon Wayans, he found the time. He put out an AI-generated country music diss track, clapping at Soulja Boy, and then there pops up some old footage from a Tasha K interview with some young white guy claiming that he had a gay relationship with Soulja Boy. This is going to be somewhat of a messy tea sipper special. Just bear with me. Are you guys up to speed? Who's winning the battle here, or is it over? From what I've gathered, Marlon Wayans is beating Soulja Boy half to death. Okay. All right, guys. I see some of you in the queue. Sit tight. Area code 540-919. Sit tight. I want to play a little bit of this video first of Ben Shapiro. He's not objective. This is the objective perspective. And even though I support Israel, and he's very, very, biased with regards to his, support for Israel, I don't necessarily want to put that on the table with regards to the Derek Chauvin petition, or does it all tie in? You decide. Okay, let me get to the video footage here early. Okay. All right. Phone lines are open. This is the objective perspective. And the reason why I told you all about the young kid at the time back in the mid-90s named Stoop Killers, because, in similar fashion to Derek Chauvin, I didn't want to see Stoop Killer go to jail. I looked at the older guy and I said, he's almost out of here anyway. I mean, that's just being honest, okay? All right, and anybody who wants to bring me up to speed on Marlon Wayans and Soulja Boy, I'm going to play that video a little bit later, all right? And Trevor Jackson TV, do you want to tap in, sir? I see you in the live chat. Or anybody else who wants to join the conversation. Let me go to area code 540 first. Please watch the language. Good evening, 540. Thank you for your patience. Are you ready? 540.
Sir, I'm here.
Hey, how are you?
Thank you, sir.
Yes,
it's Larry.
How are you?
Yes, sir. I'm calling in about Ben Shapiro.
Okay.
I do not like this guy, man. I don't like him. Years ago, I used to listen to him. I liked him, but something is very, very odd about this campaign. It's very, very odd.
Okay.
I don't like it.
Well, it's trending, but I don't think it's really picking up too much traction. To be fair, I mean, I watch the trends.
You know, it seems like something that whatever do you think about Trump? I don't know, but it seems like something that he's going to say, oh yeah, that might make a big, might be good. It might be good to do it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like on Twitter, Elon Musk, he says, yeah, sounds like something to look into. You know this?
Yeah.
Have you seen this?
Yes. But to be fair, Elon Musk is a troll. He's super wealthy, super wealthy.
I agree.
And I
agree.
I voted for Trump 3 times, just in case you don't know. But what do you think about Derek Chauvin and being pardoned? Can I ask you to just go right to that? Do you think it should be considered, or is this just not the time to even put that on the table?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Okay.
It's garbage. He belongs in the garbage can.
Okay. A good amount of his audience feels like that. If you read through the comments and that video that I just played from his platform, a lot of them are saying, no, they're not in agreeing with him. So clearly he's not getting the echo chamber effect on his platform.
Yes. And also, people don't like him. Luigi Mangione, you know him?
Yes.
He says, he talks about Luigi, and his people say, no, you're a bad guy.
Yeah.
Shut up. They tell him to be quiet. They don't like him. So for some things, people can unite.
Okay.
You know?
Okay. I appreciate the call, Larry. Stay in touch, man. Thank you so much.
For sure.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Okay. Larry tapping in. Yeah. Should this even be discussed, or is this just not the right time? I mean, I have an idea why Ben is bringing this to the table now, but he has been somewhat of a flip-flopper in the past. Yes? No? Troll babies, good evening. You guys there? Ahmad, I got your donation. Thank you, sir, for tapping in. He says, do our tax dollars go to Israel? Absolutely, sir. They should. I'm pro-Israel, sir. They should go there. Ralph, I got your donation. He says, BS is a fast-speaking grifter. F him. Okay, Ben Shapiro. Okay, thank you, Ralph, for your donation. Okay, do you want to tap in? Okay. Let me bring some more folks in here, too. Let's have a healthy discussion here. Is this who I think it is? Area code 647. Good evening. We're talking about a few topics. Are you up to speed? 647.
Hey, Star, it's David calling in from Today's Religious Talk.
David, how are you, man? You're calling in from Canada. Good to hear from you, sir.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I think that Ben Shapiro, I think he's very insensitive, especially for a man of God, for a man of faith and religion. I find him to be very cold. I don't believe that this campaign is coming from a good place.
Okay.
I think he's just trying to exacerbate racial tensions and create controversy for his own benefit.
Okay.
So I don't trust his motivation. I don't think it's sincere, because historically he's always been critical of the Black community. If you watch some of his past things, he always talks about the Black home, the Black nuclear family, and how they have a culture problem. He says that the reason for the destruction of the Black nuclear household is because of culture, or the lack thereof, or no values.
I would have to agree. But go ahead.
Yeah, but he never addresses like systemic issues. He doesn't believe in it, and it's almost like he plays off like black people are suffering from some type of psychosis, or like racism is all in their head. So he downplays it.
I would have to agree. But go ahead.
Some of his shows, I remember he gave an example like, oh, black people crying about if they're walking down the street and they have to move out of the way because a white person's walking the opposite direction. Little things like that. Like he makes fun of black culture. So yeah, I just don't believe that.
So do I. But okay, so now hang on a second, David. Let me get your information on my screen because I'm just trying to be as open and honest as possible here. Okay,
sure.
Today's Religious Talk, that's your platform, and you're calling out of Canada. So now, what about the petition, Derek Chauvin? What do you think? Is this not the right time? Should this not even be brought to the table? Did he get a raw deal? We saw what we saw. We saw him with his knee on George Floyd's neck. He's saying, "I can't breathe." What do you think?
Yeah, the videotape shows it all. Like we all saw it. He's trying to talk about fentanyl, that the guy's a drug addict, whatever, what have you. He's trying to build a case. Maybe this is the lawyer in him, but what's the motive? Why is he trying to make a defense for this man? That's what I don't understand. That's what I don't get, because it's just trying to create controversy. And this is what I don't understand, especially coming from a religious man, a man of faith, a man of God. And, I think if the tables were reversed, if the tables were turned, that he would have more sensitivity if it was one of his own. And that's the issue with him. I think he's very biased, extremely biased in his podcast and in his position, unless he caters to that particular demographic. If that's what they're looking for, like the Bill O'Reillys once upon a time, or like that type of Fox News that just seemed to just attack the black community. If that's his stick, is his gimmick.
Stay with me for a second, David. Is everything spelled correctly on the screen? That's your platform, youtube.com/@today's religious talk. Okay, so
yes, sir.
You brought religion into this, and Ben Shapiro is Ashkenazi, right? He's according to his religious doctrines, he is one of God's chosen, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and then look at like I said, the history of civil rights movement in America, when black people and Jewish people came together under one accord for social advocacy to fight the injustices. So what about the history that black people and Jewish people share, a history of persecution? So it strikes me funny. It waxes me funny that this, I believe he's an Orthodox Jew, that he would take this position. I don't understand why he would take such a...
Well, now, hang on a second, David, because you and I do have very good discussions. Well, he's taking this position. If you're bringing religion into this and being biased about his culture because his religious doctrines tell him to do so, especially the Talmud. Yes, it lays it out, the instructions, but let's go to Derek Chauvin for a second. Okay. George Floyd, I can't breathe. The nation was upset. That was a time in America where, Black Lives Matter, literally they came out, the biggest grifters, right? Was it $90 million they collected? And those girls were buying homes, and then it's just the arrogance and the whole nine. So now, and I'm not saying Derek Chauvin should be pardoned, but what I am asking is, if we look back at this situation, you're a rational man. Do you think that the climate added to his conviction? What do you think about 10 years? Do you think 10 years would have been enough?
I think he should serve the maximum amount, whatever it is, because for justice to be served, to set an example so that we don't perpetuate these things in the future, because it seems that abuse is a serious police abuse is a serious problem. So this sets an example. So to free this man, or to minimize his sentence, is setting a precedent that you can get away with this type of behavior. and this is not what we want. So I don't understand why he would advocate for this man, because it just sets a bad precedent to the American people. And especially given his past, that he's been so critical of the African American community. So for him to advocate for this man's release, I would consider him to be an enemy of the Black community. If they need him, he should be one.
Hang on a second, David. Again, we're having a healthy discussion here, and I will give you the last word.
Sure.
But now you're in Canada. You're not foundational Black American. You're in Canada.
That's correct.
So your reality is a little bit different from ours down here. Those of us who are, melanated, people of color, Black, if you will.
Okay.
We deal with things down here with regards to the police, depending on where you live. I live in Emerald Isle, North Carolina. I want a flashlight in everybody's ass. I live in a gated community. And I'll be so honest, and I have been. If you look like you don't belong here and your pants are sagging, I want you pulled over. I want to know that your license is not expired, your registration is valid, and the goddamn inspection sticker, your vehicle, is can be on the road and operable. Sure. So, and then we have something in different states called qualified immunity. Do you know that term, qualified immunity?
Not sure of that. Never heard. No.
Okay. When the police don't have qualified immunity in certain states or cities, the people tend to take advantage of them. So it goes back and forth. I just wanted to throw that at you to be objective. But I'm going to give you the last word. I appreciate your call. And guys, make sure you go to David D. Cordova's platform, Today's Religious Talk. You have the final word.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I appreciate it. I'll leave on this note. I'd just like to say that the same way Kanye West is considered an enemy to the Jewish community, I believe Ben Shapiro should be considered an enemy to the Black community. Okay. And I'll leave on that note. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
The show.
Thank you.
Take care. All right. Bye-bye.
Guys, sit tight in the queue. We're getting some good calls here. Okay. Real talk. I got your donation. Okay. With regards to Trump, he will not pardon Derek Chauvin. Okay, and someone else sent a donation. Let me see if I can get that on the screen as well. Sophisticated ignorance. Here you go. Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't Trump pardon famous Crip Harry O, who was incarcerated on attempted murder and trafficking, all for Snoop Dogg? There you go. Let's have that real conversation, Again, I'm no supporter of Derek Chauvin's. He's a piece of shit. Had his knee on that man's neck, and he had his hand in his pocket. For those who remember, hand in his pocket, looking at the camera. Yes, George Floyd was high on something, but damn. That was crazy. Thank you for your donation, Sophisticated Ignorance. Okay. Let me get to some of these cash apps, guys. And I'm going to play the video of Marlon Wayans going in on Soulja Boy. Just bear with me. AJ, I got your donation. Thank you very much. I don't see a message, but you are appreciated. Ahmad, I didn't know, but that's your right. Keep rocking. Okay. Derek says, thanks for posting. So, oh, yeah, hey, man. Sadat X, peace, God, peace. Sadat X, are you going to leave a comment under your post in my community section? I think that would help drive traffic to that video. That's Sadat X, my homie, tapping in. Okay. Okay, I'm going to get to that call shortly. Just give me a second, guys. And Olivia, good to hear from you, Olivia. Thank you so much for tapping in. Okay. Let me go to area code 717. Hey, good evening. Thank you for your patience. We're talking about a few topics. Are you up to speed on the petition?
Yes. Yes, indeed. One thing about it though, okay. If Trump would ever pardon Derek Chauvin, there goes the black vote automatically. but I think he's a smarter man than that.
I think so too. I think he's a little too smart for that. But go ahead.
And yes, and people, and people bash Trump all day, every day, but people forget that he does have a good history with the black community. But when we're talking about Ben Shapiro, I mean, I don't know why anybody's surprised. I mean, I agree with certain things he says because, let's keep it real. As blacks, foundational black Americans, sometimes we are a little sensitive about race, but we got to learn to have a poker face when dealing with situations like this.
Right.
And it's pretty hard to argue when you see a white man with his knee in a cuffed black man's back and he's begging for his life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's everybody's, oh, well, America's too sensitive. No, that's not being sensitive. That's seeing murder on camera. Yeah. And I'm gonna call a spade.
Yeah.
And I'm a Trump supporter, and I'm calling a spade.
Right.
But at the end of the day, if the shoe was on the other foot, just think about the OJ case. You know what I mean? I remember when you called him a freedom fighter. That's the best way to describe it. So when the shoe's on the other foot, right. It's hands across America for Derek Chauvin. Yeah. But I don't even know why people would think like that. If you're a logical thinker, it's not even about race. If you're a logical thinker and you're not into that type of life, violence is violence, and that was murder. So there's no other way to justify that.
Yeah, he has been convicted. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. But looking back to be objective, and I'm a Trump supporter like yourself. Does this make any sense at all, or is Ben Shapiro just going down the wrong path? Maybe he needs to take a vacation because, again, on his platform and his comments, they are killing him. His base, his core. They're killing him. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, let's put it this way. When you're like yourself, you're a great you're a great personality when it comes to media. Period. Even social media. You switch it up and conquer social media.
Thank you.
I think he's trolling.
Okay.
I think he's trolling. And I'm gonna keep it real. Because when he had that situation with Candace Owens, he lost a little bit of steam.
Yes. Especially
with the black community.
Yeah.
So, okay, they're not rocking with me. So what can I say to get my name back hot again? And what better way than to troll this way? Do I think he's prejudiced? No. But Ben Shapiro ain't somebody that you would invite to a cookout.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, man, we got bigger fish to fry, and this ain't nothing to worry about because I don't think Trump would even go down that path.
Yeah. Hey, man, I appreciate the call. Thank you so much.
For sure.
Yes, sir. For sure. Okay. All right. Hey, Marcia says, I think she's talking about Ben Shapiro. He lost my respect after firing Candace Owens. Yeah, that was expected, if you ask me. She was going 10 toes down, and I was surprised she lasted that long. Crown, I got your donation, sir. Thank you for tapping in. He says, F that white supremacist Ben Shapiro. And if I'm not mistaken, he didn't want to debate her, right? Candace Owens, she was ready to go in on him balls deep, and he didn't want to debate her. It was a big quagmire of sorts. Let me go to area code 757. Thank you for your patience. We're discussing the petition launched by Ben Shapiro. Are you up to speed?
Yes, sir. I'm fairly familiar with it. This is Fulop. I'm calling from Charlottesville, Virginia.
Hey,
How are you, sir?
How are you? Good.
Unfortunately, everybody already said what I was already thinking. I think Ben Shapiro is clout chasing.
Okay.
And honestly, I'm actually happy that he's doing it because I've always felt like he was a little bigoted, a little racist in his views and his perspectives. And I'm glad that he finally poked the bear. And I want to see what FBAs do. I want to see what our people do. Ben Shapiro got a petition started. I want to see FBA get a petition started. We should get a petition started. Let's cancel Ben Shapiro the same way they would cancel Kanye West and get his chains took off his neck.
Good point.
I'd like to see us get busy, and I think black people need to be pushed.
Yeah.
We're very docile. We'll spend money on Gucci, Prada, Fendi. And these people don't even, you know what I'm saying? Not all of them, but these people don't even care about our people. And it's just like when Ben Shapiro says something that we already knew he was thinking, now all of a sudden, now everybody's, oh man, that's crazy. You know, like, okay, let's give him some smoke. Let's cancel him. Same way he canceled Candace Owens. Why not?
Yeah. He's, I don't think he thought this through that well. Is he biased about his own culture? Absolutely.
Sure.
But you know, that's not enough reason for me to dislike him. I'm a non-believer in the theory of God. I've studied multiple religions to reach the point of irrational awakening. So his faith in the unknown doesn't bother me, but this just seems insensitive. And that's not even me, you know, trying to stand up for George Floyd. I've gone on record and said I don't want to see George Floyd statues in America. No,
that wouldn't be appropriate.
No,
it's more so about how they're treating us when we're wrong. Like to the extent that they use force on our people versus the extent they use force on someone else. Yeah. I do like Ben Shapiro as a host. You know, I'm a fan of, well, not a fan. I know you don't like that, but you know, I like all radio hosts, man. From, you know, Alan Berg to Howard Stern to yourself to Tom Joyner. I just like radio hosts, even Alex Jones. Yes. But every now and then they say something wild and go off the rails, and it'd be their undoing.
Right.
Howard Stern's one of the only ones, and yourself, like you cleaned up a little bit. Like you was real hardcore when you had DJ Elliott's back in the day, but even you dialed it back a little bit, and you just knew when to, you know, when to fire that cannon. Yeah. And Ben Shapiro is at a place right now because wasn't he just at the thing with the president at the Congress, and they said Ben Shapiro was present here in the building too. And I was like, why is Ben Shapiro there?
Yeah. I think he's, I can't speak for him, but I think he's trying to find a way back in the good graces of President Trump, because he was talking a little spicy about him a couple of years ago. He most certainly was. But
was he?
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's
okay.
Spicy. So I don't know his angle per se, but go ahead and land your plane. I appreciate the call.
I'm not familiar with Marlon Wayans and the Soldier Boy situation. I'm going to sit back and enjoy that and listen to you. But I do think FBAs, guys, it seems like we're the easiest people to pick on when it comes to just, he can blatantly get on the air on a public platform, and that is a direct insult to FBAs everywhere. We're not saying that George Floyd was some hero.
Right.
He wasn't.
Right.
He was doing something he wasn't supposed to, but he should have been held to the letter and the standard of the law regardless, just like any other American who broke the law, and he should have been treated as the crime he committed.
Yeah.
And that's all I got to say. I just think we should stand up. We should cancel Ben. Let's start a petition. Let's get Ben Shapiro out of here. Thank you, Star.
Thank you, man. Yes, sir. Okay. All right. Good call. Olivia, thank you for tapping in. Okay, guys, I don't have on my contacts, and I don't know if Deeds is in the live chat. Tiffany, are you around? Someone says, Star, when are you going to talk about the Mexicans? So I always talk about Mexicans. I love them. Great people. I always say, Viva Mexico. Troll bait is right or wrong. What do you want me to say? When I took my California road trip 2 years ago, they treated me with such kindness. Every drive-through that I went to in the mornings when I had my RV driving from Seattle all the way down the Pacific coast to San Diego, every McDonald's drive-through, beautiful Mexican women. What do you want me to say, sir? Back in the late 80s when I went to, I've been going to LA for decades, but I don't even want to go in this direction, but I've got nothing bad to say about Mexicans, sir. I mean, as long as you're legal, hey, you're welcome to come here. Let me go to area code 919. Is this who I think it is? 919 on a Wednesday. Good evening.
Star is DoorDashing.
Advo, what's up, man?
What's going on? I'm not surprised. Under the 13th Amendment of the Constitution, a felon is a second-class citizen. George Floyd had 8 convictions from 1997 to 2008, and I think Ben Shapiro needs that anti-Israel conservative back on his side. So he's willing to kind of bring an argument for a cop, because we know that Trump is known for saying he likes the cops to be a little bit rough with the individual, you know? So the petition is at the right time, because the Daily Wire kind of fell off with many of the hosts leaving or jumping ship. So so he's just trying to get some clout. I also was trying to think about the city is Minnesota, Minneapolis, which is kind of known as a Muslim kind of oriented city. So I think he's just trying to open a wound in a city that it probably is focused on his Zionist agenda, you know? Like there's a place in America that is too, you know, there's a lot of like Somalians and a lot of people from Yemen and those regions, you know? So I think that's the angle, that it's like, why not bring this argument when people just feel like there's Americans that they just feel like they just want America first. And he doesn't know how to say, hey, I'm for America. He goes, hey, man, like, you know, whatever my rabbi says.
Right. So with regards to his audience, from what you can see, I don't know if you went to that particular video, his audience, by way of the comments, they're not on the same page with him. I couldn't find out how many people actually signed the petition either. When you go to the website, and I'm not going to promote the website, it doesn't show you how many people have signed the petition. Do you think this is going to backfire on Ben Shapiro?
Nah, I don't think so, because like there's a big community of people. Like there's a George Floyd AI in which you could put any type of costume into like he has become a global sensation when it comes to like making fun of, he was on drugs, he was on this. So I think by the time, like, how long this guy's been in prison, I believe he's not going to be in prison more than 7 years. I think when it gets to 5 years, but I think Trump giving him a pardon doesn't seem too far away from reality.
I don't think Trump's even going to entertain this, to be honest with you. But I appreciate you calling me with your angle. Can I ask you, because I know you pay attention to social media, pardon me, Marlon Wayans going in on Soulja Boy. You have to speed on this, Adva? I'm gonna play the video shortly.
It was actually a pretty hip. Song. I was kind of mad that it was AI, because I would have wished like he could actually perform that. But it was like it had a lot of details of Soulja Boy. So he had the T in the whole song.
Well, I'm going to play a video that gives a breakdown more so of the tension back and forth, not just that particular song. But hey, Advo, great to hear from you, man. Thanks for tapping in.
Yeah, Bad Baby's husband.
Okay, thank you. I want to hear about Bad Baby. Guys, one more call before I play the video with Marlon Wayans. So I got to put respect on his name, going in on Soulja Boy. Big Elvis, the chef, is that you, sir, on a Wednesday night? Elvis.
Big Elvis, the chef, Rosenberg. I am here, sir.
Good to hear from you, sir. Where do you want to start? Ben Shapiro, is he going to regret this move, this petition to try and get Derek Chauvin pardoned?
You know, like my father would say, he's right, he'll be all right. And I look at this situation as, like, Ben Shapiro, wasn't he just recently involved?
Elvis, can you fix your phone? It's kind of noisy. Are you driving? It's kind of noisy, and we're...
Yeah, I just pulled over.
Okay.
How about now?
There you go. It's a little better.
How do I sound?
Go ahead. That's better. You were saying?
I was just saying that Ben Shapiro was just involved in some Batiman business with Destiny. So it's like hard for me to take him serious. And
well, is that a fact, or is that just some type of rumor? I don't want to promote rumors and stuff like that.
Well, Destiny said S happens.
Okay.
So, you know, he didn't deny it, but he said S happened.
Well, that's alleged. I don't even want to break. Let's not do that. Let's focus on what we have. Derek Chauvin, the petition. Are you up to speed? Let's stay focused.
Right. Yeah, I'm up to speed. I'm totally up to speed. I look at this as a situation where I actually thought that the guy got too much time.
Okay.
The police officer, I never thought that. I think they gave him life. Yo, that was ridiculous, man. Like, people make mistakes according to, and I said this to your show when this.
Derek Chauvin got 22.5 years, sir. 22.5 years. Derek Chauvin.
Oh, 22.5 years. Yeah, I think 10 would have been enough. But my thing is, when you read the police guidelines for what he did, they allowed you to put the knee onto the neck. And he was following his policeman's guidelines. They never talk about changing these guidelines. They just used him as a way to, stifle the black man and, keep people calm. But the truth of the matter is, according to the police guidelines, nothing has changed. They can still do that to somebody. They can still put that knee on your neck. They didn't change none of that. So this guy getting the 22 years, that's a lot of time. 10 would have been good. Maybe even 7, 8. Yeah, because he did according to what they allowed them to do. And they never, ever talked about it. And they got these people destroying communities, talking, like you said, they want to put up statues of this man. I hope they never do no crap like that. I don't want no statue of this dude up in the, come on. So,
well, they do have George Floyd statues. That's a reality that we're living with now. But okay, so
that's sad.
So the petition, do you think it's going to pick up more traction? Would you yourself sign it? What are your core beliefs with regards to this, Big Elvis?
Well, my true belief is, if Kodak Black could pay the $1 million to get a pardon, if this dude could come up with the milli, let him get pardoned too.
Okay.
That's how I feel. I feel like if he could come up with the paper, let him get a pardon. Because everybody makes mistakes, man. This dude was a freaking loser. And that's a fact.
Wow. Elvis, great to talk to you, man.
All right, peace.
Thank you. Okay, wow. Wow, he went in. Okay, here we go. Area code 918. Thank you for your support. Is this Ramon? 918.
What's up, boss hog?
Yes, sir. Did I say that name right, or did I blow up the spot?
Yeah, correct. You said it right. You said it right for sure.
Now listen, I got time for the bullshit tonight. Marlon Wayans. if you ask me, Marlon Wayans caught a body. Am I wrong?
He is, though.
Okay.
You ain't wrong, but he is.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And before I get into that, though, real quick, though, Star, let me say this, though. Ben Shapiro been a suspected white supremacist amongst black Americans.
Okay.
So we ain't really surprised about that.
Do you want to talk about Ben Shapiro first, and then we'll come back to Marlon Wayans and Soulja Boy? What do you want to do?
I mean, no, I just want to throw that out there.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, Ben Shapiro been a suspected white supremacist, though. We ain't really surprised by that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
If you know, you know. You know what I mean? But yeah, to the BS though. Hey, Marlon wrong if he just did Soulja Boy because he did a Trump performance. You know what I'm saying? What did he expect? You know, if he know anything about Soulja Boy, you can't mention his name in that kind of manner and expect him not to clap back at you like he did. You know what I'm saying?
Well, hold on. Correct me if I'm wrong, troll babies. I thought Soulja Boy started this. He went at Marlon Wayans because of his trans daughter. Is that how this started?
No, I don't think so, man.
Okay, go ahead.
I think old boy Marlon, well, shout out to the Wayans brothers, legendary, you know what I'm saying? I ain't got to get off into that, though. I know you don't do shout outs, my bad, Star, on that, though, but you know what I mean? If I'm not mistaken, now correct me if I'm wrong now, Marlon went at Soulja Boy because he did a performance at the Trump inauguration. Am I right?
I thought that was after Soulja started talking crazy. Now, and also, guys, troll babies, didn't Soulja Boy allegedly put hands on Teddy Riley's daughter, giving her speed knots, uppercuts, and all sorts of craziness? You have to speed on that, sir?
You asking me that?
I'm asking you, sir. I mean, I thought you had the tea. You don't have the tea?
No, not that deep. Okay, but
okay.
I knew he was with Teddy Riley, daughter. I knew that much. You know what I'm saying?
I heard he gave her a ground and pound. But listen, man, take your time. You sent in some Skrilla. Where do you want to go, sir? Go ahead.
Yeah, man. I'm just saying, if that's how they went down, Marlon wrong for that, though. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Shit. Yeah. I mean, you just can't diss him because he did a performance at the Trump rally. You know what I'm saying? You just can't diss him, though, publicly and expect him not to say nothing back. But did he catch a body, though? Absolutely.
Okay.
He definitely caught a body.
I appreciate you, man. Salute.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes,
I just want to put that out there real quick, Star. For sure.
For sure. Thank you, man. Thank you. Okay. That's homie Ramon. Hey, Janet, good to hear from you. We're talking about Ben Shapiro launching a petition to pardon Derek Chauvin. Are you there, Janet?
Yeah, I'm here. I was getting ready to just wrap it up for the evening, and I started to think, this Ben Shapiro guy, he is supposed to be an Orthodox Jew. Am I correct?
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay, but in his rap song, he called himself white. He had called himself white in the little rap song he had out.
I don't remember the song. I heard of it. I didn't listen to it like that, but go ahead.
Okay, so here's my thing. When Whoopi Goldberg called Jewish people white, she got suspended from her job. So which side of his mouth is he speaking on? Because to me, the things he say and does sound like a white supremacist. And the fact that him and Elon Musk are friends, or well, have same ideologies about things in life, and Elon Musk is doing this pseudo-Nazi salute, and this man is supposed to be Jewish. What side of the mouth is this guy Ben Shapiro speaking out of?
Well, I don't want to speak.
Because
hang on a second. I don't want to speak for him. You know, Judaism is a culture. You know,
right?
And he's from by way of the Caucasian race, if you will, even though race is a social construct. So I'm not necessarily defending him, but did he address this, or is this just your observation, Janet?
It's my observation, because when Whoopi Goldberg made that statement, she got suspended from the View when she said that Jewish people were white. They consider themselves non-white. They consider themselves people of color.
Right.
So now he's saying that he is white. So is he going against the grain of what the Jewish people are saying? Is Israel saying? Israel is saying that they are people of color because they're saying they're non-white.
Okay. But Janet, can I pull this into Derek Chauvin? That's my main topic. You know, what he says, does about something else, that's not my topic. Derek Chauvin, what do you think? The petition?
Well, that's what I'm getting at. He's sitting up here and he's making a petition as he's seeing a white man killing a black man, a white man who had a badge. You kill a black man with no F's given. And he's going to say, well, Donald Trump should pardon him. So where would he get that from? If he's supposed to be a man of color, a man of the people, and understand the plight, because everything that happened in the past with the Israelites, then how can he sit up there and justify a Canaanite killing the black man based on his self definition of superiority?
Can I jump in, Janet, and say, did you see the video of Ben Shapiro? I played it earlier. I might play it again. Did you see the video with him?
No, I didn't see it, Star. But I'm listening to what you're saying, because I'm just joining in a little while ago.
Okay.
And I'm like, why is this man?
Can I play it? Do you have time? Can I play it? I mean, because I'm here to discuss this. I mean, in no way, shape, or form do I want the president to pardon Derek Chauvin. To be clear, but I don't run from topics such as these. I trust in my audience that they are intelligent enough to address this. His audience is killing him. Hold on a second. I will play it again. Okay, Janet, are you there? Is Janet there?
Yes, I'm here. So this guy just sat there and twisted the facts of what we know and according to findings, everything, the reports, he just twisted those facts?
Yes.
Okay, so now the question becomes, why are you doing this so you can get some media hype? Are you doing this so your name can get back up in the ranks? You know, are you trying to divide and conquer people, or what is the end game here? Because my whole thing is, you know, you're talking out, what you're doing is contrary to the person who you claim to be. And in that is very hypocritical. So how are you having followers, and how are people going into this for this, when it's obviously, if you could just read the report, everything you said was 100% wrong. So what are we doing here? You seem to be aligned with people who don't even like you. This man is doing a pseudo Nazi salute. Yeah. This man.
Let me jump in for a second, Janet. Now that you're up to speed, we have been discussing everything you've said thus far. And again, his audience on his platform, roughly 80% are not in agreement with him. So his twisting of the facts, his blatant, trying to besmirch or diminish George Floyd's life itself, his audience is against him. So I'm just asking the question, because this is the trending story. Let's not get it twisted. It's trending. Do you think that Derek Chauvin deserves any type of pardon? Let's start there first, and then we can go back to Ben Shapiro. Derek Chauvin.
100% no.
Okay.
He does not, because you were put in a position of authority and a position of trust in your community, and you betrayed that trust. And you betrayed that trust in front of a camera with no F's given.
Right.
You did it because you felt that you was entitled to take another man's life. For what reason? I don't know if it was black. I don't know if it's because he was taller than you. I don't know if y'all had an ex-girlfriend in common, but you did it. And you went against the grain of everything that badge on your chest stood for. And just for that alone, it's a life sentence. As a life sentence for you.
Well, he was sentenced to 22.5 years in prison. And let me just reiterate in case you forgot. He was found guilty of unintentional second-degree murder, third-degree murder, and second-degree manslaughter. This was back in 2021. And again, sentenced to 22 years in prison. Go ahead, Janet.
The betrayal of trust.
Yeah.
I think the betrayal of trust in the community for anybody who wear a badge, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to write Donald Trump on this. I think that anyone with a badge that betrays the community trust, I think they should be aligned with the same alignment as treason as in the country. If a military person committed treason, because that's what it is. It is treason against an oath that you took. I think that should be on the books. If anything that there should be a petition for, it should be a petition for that.
Okay, if I can also just say this, and number 9, sit tight, you're up next. Number 9, hang on. So what Ben Shapiro is ultimately saying, and I urge you to go watch the full video on his platform. He's speaking about the woke culture environment at the time, and Derek Chauvin did not get a fair trial. That's what he's saying. Can you speak to that? Because I do have other calls lined up. The woke culture. He's speaking about Black Lives Matter, yada, yada, yada. Janet, please.
It wasn't the culture that convicted the police officer. It was the truth. Because if that's the case, then you have to speak on a historical injustice that happened to everyone in this. You have people that are not people of color and people of non-color, that injustice has happened because of media hype and newspaper hype. Because most people, they get charged in the media. They be found guilty or innocent in the media long before they hit a courtroom. Okay? So all that he's talking is crazy. What should happen is the 2 petitions should be started. If a police officer or a person who works for the community betrays the community trust, then that should be charged. That should be a federal level of treason, point blank. Okay. And second of all, we should have a petition to get rid of him, or we should one of these groups that are in charge or whatever of the community, one of these community groups, to reach out to the family of George and start getting a defamation suit against him, Shapiro, and his network. Period.
Okay.
Point blank, period. Because he made statements. He didn't make opinions. He made statements. Now, see, what I'm doing is I'm making my opinions and what I want to write my president of my United States and tell him that this is what I need to be done, because trust needs to be restored, and it needs to be restored across the board. Okay, and that's what I want to do. But I believe one of the community groups, one of the Roots community groups, should reach out to his family, and they should start a lawsuit for defamation. Defamation. That's it. I know you can't. You can't.
I appreciate your input.
Deceased person.
Appreciate your input.
But you could. Right, you can't defame a deceased person, but if there is companies or a nonprofit in his name, you're defaming a nonprofit. See, that's how you get over that. You can't defame a dead person, but if they have a living trust, you can defame that living trust, and that living trust can sue.
Right.
All right, so that's me. I'm done.
Thank you, Janet. I appreciate you.
You're welcome.
Okay, all right, Janet, I like when she gets to cooking. Number 9, sit tight, sir. You are next. And let me just make sure I'm promoting Mr. Skylar Saunders. Skylar, are you out there, sir? Might you have time? I'm going to text him. Wait a minute. Jane Richmond, a.k.a. number 9. I have no idea where you're going, but you see the title. Yes, Ben Shapiro has launched a petition. What say you, sir? Jane Richmond.
Good evening, and yes, I do see the title, and I think it's a trending story in mainstream news and also talk radio news and conservative news and things of that nature. It's a trending topic. It's actually an interesting topic, given who is petitioning for this to happen.
Yeah.
Now, in order to really understand why Ben Shapiro is here, we have to understand the positions that Ben Shapiro has taken in his political journey.
Please.
Ben Shapiro himself is a protege of a man by the late Andrew Breitbart, who is Breitbart News is named after him. He is his protege. Breitbart actually took Shapiro in as a very young news correspondent who was fresh out of college. Shapiro showed a lot of promise in regards to the conservative, the so-called new conservative era in regards to talk radio and news. Shapiro worked at Breitbart for a couple of years, but would then go on to create the Daily Wire with Andrew Klavan and other investors. But Shapiro, as of late, has been really losing his footing amongst the conservative crowd with his what many people would call his neocon, so-called interventionist ideas when it comes to Israel and it comes to the funding of the nation state of Israel. So a lot of the so-called conservative body have been kind of pushing away against Shapiro because of his adamant support, for obvious reasons, for the state of Israel. So I think this timing for this petition that Shapiro is pushing for is to really get back a unique base of the right wing that I think he lost. Again, he's still a very popular right-wing radio show host. I think after Rush Limbaugh, he was second in line, many said, to take that conservative mantle.
Right.
So he still has a footing, but I think
even though he got destroyed by Andrew Neal, let's not forget that.
Interesting that you say that. Absolutely. Andrew Neal really demolished him, and no one even saw that coming. But again, Shapiro, like I said, I don't want to say he lost an audience, but he was losing his footing because you got to understand, when it comes to conservative politics, conservative talk, and right-wing politics, you have the right and you have the far right. So I think this is a position that he's taking to really gain that far right influence, to bring him back. A very nationalistic influence, a very America First type of influence that I believe that kind of swayed away from him. And I think this Derek Chauvin petition to give him some sort of exoneration or a clemency, if you will, to take him out of the prison sentence that he has, I think that is trying to appeal to a base that Shapiro has somewhat lost over the last couple of years. That being said, to play devil's advocate, I do agree with a lot of things he said in regards to the drugs that were found in Floyd's system. He didn't appear to have
Can I jump in?
the damage.
Can I jump in? Yeah, because hey, I appreciate everything you've said. And guys, this is Gene Richmond, my political correspondent here, aka number 9. Yeah, a lot of the things that Ben Shapiro said about George Floyd, you've said them. Candace Owens said them. So my question, one of my questions, is this just bad timing? Because, yes, he's trying to regain some of the footing that he clearly has lost. But is this bad timing? Because if you go to the comments under the video on his platform, he's getting hammered by his base. Is this just bad timing?
Well, I think it's not only bad timing. I believe it's a bad position to take at this time. And again, with the bad timing idea, because going for this kind of thing with Trump coming into the White House in 6 weeks of his presidency, there's a lot of friction there. There's a lot of anti-Trump sentiment more than it's ever been. Obviously, he's getting support from his base, but I think a pardon to Derek Chauvin is not a step in the right direction. Absolutely not. Again, like you just said, I will agree with some of the things that Shapiro has said. I've said them. You're absolutely correct. But to exonerate and to get a petition to remove Derek Chauvin from prison right now, and you said it yourself, he hasn't even served 5 years or even a decade yet of his prison sentence. Yeah. To now ask for him to be released. I mean, Trump is they call him a maverick, but I don't think he's that much of a maverick to make that. I think that's political suicide, if you ask me, for a president of the United States to take that position. And like I said, Shapiro right now has lost a very unique footing in the position that he held with the far right. And I think for far right wingers, this might appeal to him. But his core moderate audience, like you said, it doesn't appeal to them at all. He's getting a lot of resistance when it comes to this. So again, timing is bad. I think the idea is bad. And I think it's just a political suicide if Donald Trump would even entertain it.
Yeah. If this picks up any more traction, this might be a setback for him. I just don't see this becoming something that Trump supporters like you and myself find to be a good thing at this point in time or ever. Derek Chauvin, very arrogant in his, stance, looking into the camera, hand in pocket, knee on George Floyd's neck, whether he was a junkie or not. It's just some things you can't try and justify. But anyway, hey man, I appreciate you. Anything else you want to say with regards to this? Or we did speak yesterday. You gave a great breakdown with regards to Trump's what's it, an hour, and how long was his speech last night? I forget.
It was 90 minutes. It was a 90-minute speech in front of the union, if you will, the address that he made. Again, that was one of the major talks today too. The protest from the Democrats, of course, you knew that was coming,
right.
And some of the topics that he put on the table, like immigration, like the economy, like Doge, and like the position that he's trying to take to bring America first principles back to prominence, and make this a America based for the American citizen, American experience, going into American exceptionalism. So again, Trump is still reeling off of that and working off of that. I think entertaining something like this would be a setback, major, and a huge stain on the beginnings of his presidency.
Yeah,
and I just don't think it's something to entertain personally. I mean, regardless of how I feel about it, I just don't think it's something to entertain.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you and I can catch up tomorrow, man. I appreciate you tapping in. Thank you for your time. Number 9.
I also think that the fact that a Negro thinks the term public perception is a big word is astonishing to me. But yeah, again,
okay. Hey, you're talking about Houston from earlier. Let him have his say, man.
okay, yeah, thanks.
Talk to you soon. Thank you. Okay, bye now. All right.
Have a good one. Thanks. Yeah.
Gene Richmond taking shots at a previous caller. Area code 803, sit tight. You're up next. 803, sit tight. Area code 803. Good evening. Are you there? 803.
Hey, what's up, sir?
Hey, how are you? Who's this?
It's Jarrell, man, from Columbia, South Carolina.
Hey, man, good to hear from you. Where do you want to start, sir?
Man, I want to say we so focused on the wrong thing, man. The real issue with black people, man, we killing each other. That's the real issue. All that other stuff to me is a distraction.
Okay.
Black on black crime, we taking each other out at an alarming rate. The black dollar, we give our money to everybody else except for each other. That's our real issue. Everything else is nonsense. Am I not speaking facts?
I'm listening to you, sir, but with all due respect, black people of today are not the black people of yesteryear. Black people also are not a monolith, you know. Have we spoke before, you and I?
Yeah, we spoke way back from Live and Direct.
Okay.
12 years ago.
Can I ask?
Yeah, I know Charlamagne.
How old are you? How old are you?
40.
40. Okay. I want you to you know, to say what you need to say, what you want to say, and what you feel. But a lot of these black people today, as you put it, I mean, I'm terrified of them. I'll be honest with you. I was born in '64. These are different types of black people. So when you speak about the focus, black on black crime, yeah, I spoke yesterday about the guy, Lil Ronnie, and his 5-year-old daughter shot. I'm terrified of anybody who even looks like him.
Man, that's crazy. I couldn't even look at that, man. I did. Look at it.
I looked right at it, sir. You said, what did you say earlier? We're focusing on the wrong thing. I looked at that video 4 times. The shell casings. I'm studying those super predators. Go ahead.
And see, that to me, it's like everything, all of that's being ignored. They hype you up when one black person gets killed by officer. But I think it's like, what, 90% of black crimes are committed by other black people. And these Al Sharptons, Ben Crump, they ignore all of that, but they're going to hype you up when one white person killed one black person. Come on, man. We falling for the BS. We giving all. You talking to a black-owned business owner. I never had a job in my life.
Okay.
And ain't nothing wrong with having a job. But we'll dog out another black company and go take our money to the Indians, Arabs, Jews, whites, and everybody else. Man, we get put our money in our own pocket. Forget all the other stuff, the marching and the politics and the right and the left. We arguing about which one is more racist than the other. Come on, man. Come on.
Can I respond?
Salute number 9.
Can I respond?
Yeah.
Okay. I appreciate where you're coming from, and in theory, what you're saying makes sense. So you got a lot of echo noise in the background. Can you make the adjustments so we can have this?
Are you sure that? Oh, that might be.
That's you.
Okay, sir. I should be better now.
That's you.
Yeah. I was pacing, man. I'm pacing. I'm a little tight.
Yeah, but I mean, in theory, what you're saying sounds right. But you know, social media today allows, as you said, us, we, whoever, you know, your core group is, pardon me, to discuss things, you know, like that.
Yeah.
But the focus, let's keep it real, is the tea in the mess. That's what black people want to see. Ooh, it's messy. Ooh, the tea, right?
Absolutely. Including me, to a certain extent.
Come on.
I know how to cut it off.
Come on.
Yeah. I know how to cut it off. You know, we all, like you say, we all like a little BS. But I know, you know, I might peek in there, and then, you know, I'll put this phone down for a whole day or two. It don't matter to me. But at the end of the day, we being tricked out of everything, man. And nobody can see this is all, to me, it's all a distraction. We ain't talking about the money and us killing us. Man, that's crazy, man. It's crazy what we doing to each other.
What about people? Hang on a second. Stay with me. Stay with me. You're making some good points. What about people who have given up on the whole concept of we? They've just said, "Hey, I can't deal with it anymore." You said you're a black business owner. Can I ask what type of business?
It's I own it's a cleaning business.
Okay.
Cleaning business and among some other things.
Okay.
You know, we're well known here.
Okay.
Family business. My dad started, you know, we continue it.
Okay. What about the people who have just given up? You know, hey, I can't go to black restaurants and deal with that attitude. I don't want to go to some place where they got a DJ and then some ratchet girl starts twerking. I don't want to risk my life at I don't know, an afternoon event and then people start shooting. You know?
Yeah. No, I totally understand. But I argue with my friends all the time. I say, look, man, you know, it's a black liquor store right here, right in the neighborhood. Y'all will go all the way over there to save $1 or $2. I try everything I do, black contractors, everything. I'm just doing my part.
Mm-hmm.
I'll spend the extra $1. Even if I get bad service, we talk to y'all. Let me talk to the owner. I'm gonna give them another chance and another chance. But to me, that's what's important.
Okay.
But I know every black person is gonna say, "Oh, well, I can't use black business because they aren't." You know, come on, man, nonsense. So we'll always be giving our money away. You think like that?
I'm not disagreeing with your personal experiences, and I salute you for having a black-owned business. But go ahead and land your plane because we still have a lot of noise in the background. Last word.
Oh, I'm sorry. I think it's where I live. But anyway, yeah, we just need to stop being distracted, man. Like, no diss to Janet, but you know, all that liberal mindset crap, man. That's why I appreciate number 9, man. You know, I used to be like, what is this dude talking about? And as I got older, I'm like, oh, man.
Well, sir, you're taking shots at Janet. I mean, she made some good points. So where are we going?
Well, every time I hear Janet, I'm like, hold on, she sounds like the same typical liberal black woman that I deal with every day. And try to tell them, like, man, stop
Sir, you called her name, sir. Sir, can you make the adjustments in the background? You called Janet's name, and here she is.
I'm sorry, I didn't get that. What did you say about Janet?
Yeah, what I'm saying is you let the media hype you up and all that. Man, we don't really know what happened with the whole George Floyd and the Trayvon Martin. Man, they be putting actors and stuff. Man, look, we killing each other. Let's start there.
Sir, with all due respect, most homicide occurs on race. Okay, so just because they put ours in front of the media, in front of the camera, so they can keep continuing the reputation that we started to believe that we were animals, but we're not. That doesn't make it for you to get on the soapbox and say, "Oh, what about black on black crime? What about white on white crime?" You know, you don't dismiss.
Sir, are you on a headset, Janet? Hold on. Sir, are you on?
No, I'm not on the.
It's noisy. It's very noisy, and you know, you called Janet's name. She's here, but it just doesn't.
Hold on. Let me get it right.
Please get it right.
Better.
Keep moving around. There you go.
That doesn't dismiss justice for us. Okay, just because you happen to fall prey to the hype that they do on TV. Every time you see, they emasculate black women for one. Okay, they always, every time somebody dies, no matter what they are, they always consider them a rapper, drug dealer, street person, right? Then they give you that term urban instead of saying ghetto, and you fall for it. It's people like you that kept slavery going for hundreds of years. All right, it's people like you that say, "Oh, we need to fix ourselves." No. We need to fix whatever's in front of us, and we keep going. You understand what I'm saying? If that man sit there and say, well, let's get this guy free, and hit this guy free him, what's going to stop the other one from the next one, and then the next one, and the next one? This stuff has to stop. This stuff has to stop. So when you say, well, we need to concentrate on black...
Sir, can you take off the speaker? Take off the speaker. You're killing the vibe, please.
Is there?
Okay, there's Janet. You called her name. Janet, hold on a second. Sir, do you want to respond?
Oh, I'm listening.
Well, she spoke. Do you want to respond to what she's saying so I can get back to the show?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with some of what she's saying. And look, well, if he did that to that guy, that's wrong. I don't like that. But what I'm saying is, we focus on the wrong things. Now, what did I say that kept us in slavery? You said people like me kept us in slavery. What did I say that kept us in slavery?
What? Okay.
So I don't know what you're talking about. What do you mean if he did that? He did that, sir. He was convicted, and
thank you.
And that's what we're talking about tonight, sir. That's the topic.
When I say
that's a trending topic, sir. That's a
I don't know the fact.
Okay.
I wasn't there.
Okay. Well, sir, you can read the facts. Is wrong. You can read the facts, sir, and that's my topic tonight. Thank you so much, Janet. Sit tight. Sit tight, sir. Man, his phone is killing the vibe, and I don't know. I wasn't there. Well, you can read the facts. Janet, thank you for calling back. He called your name, so I'm glad you addressed him.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye. Night.
All right, night.
Nobody knows I'm on the brink of something. My heart's will go. All the colors exploding. Nobody knows I'm on the brink of something. My heart's will go. All the colors Nobody knows.